joys of life. Things are changing and it ain't the way I like. On the replay, wish I could get a replay. Don't mean to hold ya, but I wanna do over. Gas up the ship, shoot me a text and let me know when it is time. I wanna get off, I wanna get off. 1 star, would not recommend that we go far from here. I wanna get off, I wanna get off. A music podcast for the culture, Wylde Thoughts.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the second episode of Wylde Thoughts. Today, I have my cousin, who feels more like a nephew, with me, Lil Rex, down there at the bottom. He gonna bring y'all the perspective from that younger generation, you know what I mean? And then we got marketing extraordinaire. I wanted to get this man on the show because, you know, back in the day, he did all our marketing at Sony Records. So he knows the ins and out of this music thing. He knows the ins and out of this record stuff. So hopefully I can get him to spill a few secrets while I got him on the air. You know what I'm saying? Get him sauced up like Club Shay Shay. Get him to talking. Because he was there at the height of Jay-Z and Nas when Nas was signed to Sony. So I see some slight parallels to what we're talking about tonight, you know, what we're kicking the show off with. First of all, but before we kick the show off, man, how you doing, Mars? How you been, bro?
Pretty good. You know, living between the earth and the sky, alive.
Yep, that sounds about right.
You know,
Rex, how you been, man? You good, cousin?
Yeah, man, I'm good. Chilling as always. How you feeling, man?
I'm pretty good, man. My allergies are kicking my ass, but you know, we're gonna get through it. All right, so
You can't live.
first topic. They will not let me live. So I don't want to start right off with the J. Cole.
Oh, just start right.
I think
off.
we gotta
just start right.
You want to start right off? You want to jump right off? All right.
His name is no
The
longer
question-
J. Cole. His name is now J.
What's
Fold.
his name?
His J. Fold.
Oh, so you feel like he folded?
Wait. Why you feel like you folded?
Folded. Listen, all right. Let's get straight to the point. Meat and potatoes.
All right. Okay.
This man has been talking about how he's a king,
Mm-hmm.
how he wants to smoke for the past 3-4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to be very honest with you. I've never listened to a full J. Cole album. I listened to 1 or 2 songs, and those were the disrespectful songs. Get Off My D, and then the First Person Shooter, because I'm like real petty. I can't listen to J. Cole for the simple fact that I find him very boring. I just don't feel any excitement in his voice. So, and it has nothing. I'm from Brooklyn, but I spent some time on the West Coast, and I'm a K-Dot fan.
Okay. Well, that makes a lot of sense then. Yeah. Got it.
All right. So, you know, I've respected everything he's saying, and I've heard a lot of people talk very highly of J. Cole and how he's like, you know, this wordsmith and X, Y, and Z. First time I paid attention was when I heard that First Person Shooter, and I was like, oh, okay, you may have something. Tried to go back and listen to the first album, couldn't even get past the first album. Tried the second album, couldn't even get past the second song. So you're popping off all this stuff, you know, doing the whole king, nice with the pen. You basically, in that song, First Person Shooter, you say that, you know, you and Drake are basically the 2 Super Bowl teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you proceed to say within that song that you're the best, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know that you're in saying all that stuff that, you know, your man's going to respond because originally K-Dot, they asked him to be on that song, but he said no.
Yeah.
You then hear like that. And then somewhere, somehow, you got in your feelings. You allowed your peers to talk you into doing something that you did not want to do. You then went and recruited two TDE rappers to fall in line with you as you were dissing Jesus. Then you actually have a gathering at your house. Let's just put it this, you have a house party. You invite all
Right.
your friends' friends, and your friends' friends plus one.
Right. Right.
As the DJ is playing, you get on the mic. Nah, I couldn't sleep. My soul ain't right. y'all, y'all know that he's the best. I'm gonna play a love song to my man and hopes he forgives me. I know I disrespected you. I'm gonna put the chin out there because I know you're gonna retaliate because you little Napoleon niggas are petty like that. Wait, let me take it back. You little Napoleon niggas that are bloods are petty like that.
So okay, so let me ask you this. I
Wait,
have
wait,
a slightly different take on it. I have
no,
a slightly different take
Dane.
on it.
Before you jump into it,
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead and finish. I'm
Kendrick
gonna let you
has
finish.
said, Kendrick has said from day one, do not say my name in any of your
Yeah.
songs,
Yeah.
or I
He's
Yeah.
am
very
coming for
explicit
you.
about that.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you
Uh,
listen to every single song, he's saying he's calling
uh,
himself the Candyman, the Boogeyman. Do not say my name. I don't care if it's a good reference. I don't care if it's a bad reference. Do not say my name. He's warned you. He's warned folks. This motherfucking J. Fold must have got a text from him, and that nigga's soul just went to heaven. Got on stage like, I am so sorry. I did not know what to do. And to make matters worse, and I said, you went and got two rappers from TDE to come onto this quote unquote mixtape to diss Kendrick, then left them hanging like I gotta go home. I love this guy. Y'all on your
Yeah, they
own.
for sure. They for sure asked out.
yeah. Just a little bit.
All
Yeah.
right.
I see.
So
I
so
see
I
your
have
point. I see your.
I have a slightly different take.
Let me
I
hear it.
feel like I feel like Jermaine never wanted to come back at Cole in the first place.
He never.
I feel
I
like
agree.
he
No,
wanted to smoke with everybody except Cole and Drake. Honestly, even in the first person shooter when he says motherfuck the big three, it's just big me. You know what I'm saying? Like the first person shooter, J. Cole was trying to give props, like, oh, it's me, me, Kendrick, and Drake. And I don't know, man. I think he got in them comments after Kendrick verse. I feel like them comments was giving them some courage. Them comments was telling you got to come back, and you always got that one nigga in the room that's like, man, you got to say something.
Yeah. Like, come
Because
on,
even
man.
because even listening to him in his comeback, it didn't even sound like he was convinced.
he
It
wasn't.
didn't even sound like he was confident in what he was saying. And then even when I was mad at the lack of originality because I feel like he tried to do the takeover Jay-Z, even referring to like, you had the one good classic and
And it seemed
the
like
rest
it
of the
came out
albums.
quick too.
What it came across to me, he had no soul in his voice when he was
Nah.
doing it.
Nah.
You know,
You
he
can
was
tell
on
the difference.
yeah, he was on
Well,
straight Nyquil
because look,
audio.
if you go back through like all the classic, like the classic disc records, right? That No Vaseline, Takeover,
Ooh.
Super
Ooh.
Ugly, um,
Ooh.
You felt that.
Ether. If you felt
Ooh.
hit them up, if you go back to
Ooh.
all the classic hip hop like battle rap records, you felt it off top, like, oh, this battle was about to heat up, right? And when I heard his
And
diss
the way
record,
they
I was
came
like,
in,
yeah, and I
man,
felt like
just
he
the way
came
they had.
in. I feel like he came in slap boxing. I feel like I
Yeah.
can't be like he
Like.
fell in.
No,
I feel like he came in with kid gloves. I feel like he came
Yeah.
in like I'm gonna try to come back, but I don't want to be too disrespectful because I still want to be cool with Kendrick. So you
mm,
didn't get that real because like it's hard to
It should have been a
beef if you
friendly.
really
It should have. It should
no.
have been a friendly hardcore battle. That's what it should have been.
Well,
I
so
think
that's what I wanted to ask y'all. I wanted to ask y'all, do y'all feel like Cole should have took the battle on the mantle, should have really went hard and just been like, we good long as we keep it lyrical, long as we don't make it nothing street. Like, let's go to the match. Do y'all feel like that's what should have happened instead of the apology?
truthfully speaking, he should have shut the fuck up. When here's the thing. When you every single time you go back and you listen to Kendrick's verse, it just gets harder and how the fuck do you say to someone, yeah, I'm also go at your uncle? How you bring somebody's uncle into a fight? Like, and the thing is that, and that's what I'm saying, like, even the fact when he was like, when he was doing the those were all like body blows. Like, you got, like,
Yeah.
here's the one, like, he, like, I don't think people understand just how masterful, vicious, double entendre, fuck triple entendre, quadruple entendre is in that verse.
Well, what's crazy is too, if you really think about it, it's only half a verse that's devoted to that.
Right.
It's only
Exactly.
really half
That's
a
only
verse,
half of a
and that
verse.
half a verse, so that half a verse has
Changed the
stirred up
whole
everything.
game.
Like,
Right.
and that half a verse. Well, when I told you when I was talking about those original disc records, that half a verse had that same kind of like,
Right.
Dory B. Hold on, Dory B. on Instagram said, she said, but what is one supposed to do if they know their beat?
Shut the
Still
fuck
try
up.
to jab. No, still
Like,
try to jab. Still,
no,
you should.
but the thing
You
is,
still should have tried to
I
trap.
honestly think if we would have got J. Cole, who wasn't trying to kumbaya. So look, and I could see it from both sides. I could see it from Cole's side. I could see Cole probably feeling like,
how could you feel?
I feel
Wait,
like I feel like I was influenced. You know what I'm saying?
he, no, no, he, he, he basically fell victim to his gas. He thought that he was the one, but then he sat down. He heard that verse, listened to it a second time, listened to it a third time, fourth time, fifth time, sixth time. He probably listened to that verse, went into the booth, did whatever it is that he did. He did his stuff, came back out, listened to it again. It was like, oh, listened to it a third time. Oh, by the fourth, he said he couldn't sleep. How is it that you did? It's not even a full song. It's not even a full song. You got a third of a verse, and you couldn't sleep for 72 hours. Like, you got into you got
and I'm gonna
you
tell
got
you, listen, I'm with him with the apology, honestly, because I understand if he feel like he don't want things to go south. Because the flip side of that is all those battles that we talked about that were like, what would have happened? How different would hip hop history have been if Tupac would have been like, "I'm sorry," after hit him up? How, you know what I mean? Like,
no
how
here
different would hip
no
hop have been if Biggie would have been like, "Yo, let's squash it and do a record
Dame,
together"?
Dame, I gotta stop you there because you're making excuses for J. Cole. Okay.
No, I'm not making excuses. I'm just
No,
no.
you
I'm
are.
playing. I'm
You
playing devil's.
no
No, I'm
no
not.
no
I'm
no.
playing devil's
There
advocate.
is no there
I'm
is
saying we
no
have.
No,
I'm
but
saying
wait. Didn't
wait,
Biggie
wait.
Small?
I'm saying we have history to show where it can go, and I'm saying, what if this is the time in
right.
history where
But the
he's
thing,
like, I
but
don't want it to go ahead.
Here's the thing. They're two friends, right? So if anything,
Well, Biggie and Pac once were two friends.
but the thing
They were
about it,
friends. Yeah.
this would have been created because you don't know Cole. Cole doesn't run around with, like, killers and whatnot. Kendrick would have been like, all right, cool, yeah, we can. Kendrick wants this. He's wanted this for 13 years. Okay,
Yeah.
Well,
but
because
the
Kendrick. So
Yeah.
the thing is, Kendrick is clear. Kendrick is like, I am the king. I want to be the king. Period.
Yep.
And
It's just
I
me.
think, yeah, I think he like, it's just me, and I'm here to tell everybody. And he wants like he's throwing rocks at everybody. Like, I want y'all to come back and say something because I want that kind of hip hop smoke. But I feel like Cole may be in a different place. I feel like Drake is probably going to try to come back, which is going to be very, very interesting.
Thursday, they're predicting Thursday. or Friday he's gonna do his response now that he's off.
So let me ask y'all, who y'all taking in a Drake Kendrick battle? Who y'all taking?
Dude, I said I'm down with Kendrick Lamar
I'm not
Duckworth
gonna.
from day one.
I'm gonna always go with K Dot because K Dot that nigga hard. He been hard since he came out. I never
He's
really
already.
liked Drake like that. I'm not gonna lie. J Cole
Mhm.
was cool. I never really liked J Cole in the beginning, but he started to get hard to me. But I've always fucked with K Dot, so I'm gonna have to fuck with K Dot all the way.
Rock the 80s on Instagram said J. Cole did the right thing. Johnny Smoke Official, what up? Said this whole beef is the weakest in rap history.
Right. Let me respond. Let me make
Yeah, cause
something
J
very
Cole
clear.
apologized.
No,
Weird ass nigga.
let me make something very clear. I'm for the petty. I'm really for the petty. But as an adult, as a man understanding, your limitations, yeah, Cole did the right thing before it got really ugly. And he's trying to soften the blow, trying to, look, because he knows Kendrick is coming. He knows Kendrick is coming.
Like you
He
feel like
knows
Kendrick coming like Omar from The Wire, like everybody running in the house.
he's coming like Omar from The Wire, Nino
Lyman
Brown.
Mo on Instagram said he let Degrassi pump his head up. How you gonna take rap advice from somebody who keep ghostwriters?
He's
Yikes!
absolutely right.
Rock the
Hey,
80 said J. Cole been fire.
Oh, speaking of that, for that festival that he was putting on, he knew he was in trouble because they had sent an invite to Drake to actually show up to perform the song.
Uh-huh.
oh
The first
wow,
person shooter.
wow.
So the fact that your man didn't show up, he was like, "Oh no, you on that on your own."
Oh, you think Drake? You feel like Drake left him hanging?
Let Drake don't got no friends. He's already said he has no friends in the industry.
Well, I'm really interested to see what Drake comes back with. Because you look, I know everybody be on Drake and his ghostwriter, but Drake be having some solid bars. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? He can come hit you with some solid,
He
nice, some
he
real nice
only gonna hit you
wordplay.
with some solid bars because he got a ghostwriter. That's
Yeah.
it.
Here,
It's
here's
not
the
And,
his rhymes.
here's the thing. I pray that he doesn't do what everyone says he's gonna do, but he's gonna have a response.
so
Yeah, of
earlier,
course,
and that's
of
why I
course.
tagged Pandora Keela. She said, now that J. Cole has apologized, do you think we'll get that? Do you think that we'll get that collab album between the two of them? And I said
Nope,
another reason I feel like Cole probably made that apology because he wants to still make that happen.
nope, it's not happening.
You don't think it's
I don't
happening?
think it's I
How
don't think
how
it's
can
happening.
you
Hell
how,
no.
if you're Drake, how can you now
No,
collaborate
not
with?
Drake. I'm talking about no. I'm talking about J. Cole. There's supposed to be a J. Cole Kendrick album.
Yeah, that's not
No,
happening though. That's
that's not
not
happening.
happening.
I don't
I
think
think
that.
I think it could still happen.
It
I
can
don't think
still
it's gonna
happen,
happen.
but it's gonna take a little while. I think it's gonna be a minute.
No, I don't think it's gonna happen at all.
I mean, I don't think it's gonna happen, but if it do, I think it's gonna be a long time before it
Like
happens. If it ever happens.
the thing about Kendrick is a solo person. Even when he's with the Black
Yeah,
Hippies and whatnot, they never did an album together.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he's tight with. They've never done an album. What makes you? What? He's not gonna do a collaboration with J Cole. He's not. Like
You don't think so?
I
I
think
would love to
if
hear
he,
it.
I don't
Yeah, I
want to
just
hear
wanna
it.
see. I just wanna
Like
see.
what? A rapper on PTSD and another with Nyquil audio? Nah.
Did you say NyQuil audio?
Yeah.
Jesus. Man.
Like I
Well, for
don't
the
think.
sake of hip hop, I would like to see it happen. Speaking of collab albums, is there anybody that y'all want to see collab? Because I was disappointed, like I said last week, I was a little disappointed in that Drake 21 Savage album.
Man,
Oh, hold on. Rock the 80 said
What?
K
Why?
Dot is overrated in my humble opinion.
he needs to get off Instagram.
Negative. Nah. Nah.
Dory B
Negative.
said, why not? Kendrick won. He's not mad. Why wouldn't he do it, even if it's one song? We got V Ray joining us. What up, V
Yeah.
Trees?
V Ray,
What's going on, man? How are you?
Be
not bad.
Reezy.
Looking like Black Santa Claus over
You
there.
sounded wrecked. Don't get a lump of coal in your stocking, man. No.
Wait, for that person that said that K Dot is underrated, do they not understand that with 1/3 of a verse, K Dot has literally shook up the industry?
Well, the reason I can't say for me, now that, like, it's all subjective, it's all opinion, but the reason it's hard to say K Dot is overrated is because his first album was a classic. Second
Mm-hmm.
album, bona fide classic. Damn, I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't say it's a classic, but it's still a damn good album and has some good singles. And then I feel like this last album was a classic. Like I think he got 3 classic albums and 1 great album. And he's shown improved on every single feature that he's been on. And then people forget you got to go back to the Control verse when he put the whole industry on notice and nobody wanted to say nothing. For that alone, I can say he's not overrated because he like, I'm coming at everybody, let's go. And nobody said
Nobody
nothing.
responded.
And he went at all the top guys at the time. He literally said, it's me, Jay, Nas, and 3000, and all the rest of y'all my sons. And nobody said nothing. So for the fact that he did that and nobody came and knocked him off the throne, me personally, I got to give it to him. I can't say he's overrated. I say I think he's earned the way people feel about him and his records and his music.
Yep.
That, and he raises the bar from a cultural level. You know what I'm saying? Black culture as well as hip hop culture. You know what I'm saying? There was so much trash around the time that he came along. Not everybody, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
There was a lot of junk out there, and he just kind of set a new standard. You know, and nobody could approach him. Even, I mean, not even just on his own records, features that he did with other artists, even stuff that he spit it to me a cool verse on a damn Taylor Swift song. What was the song?
right,
Oh,
Bad Blood.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
Bad
Bad
Blood.
Blood.
So he kind of became the at least the ruler by which other rappers coming along were getting measured by, and even some that were already out. So yeah, he definitely earned his place.
Yeah. So V-Ray, we was just getting to the point of talking about, what do you think in the future we could probably still see a Kendrick Cole collab album?
Absolutely, I think that apology may have been the peace treaty that lays the groundwork for it. In fact, I thought that they had already been. There was rumors that they had already been working on a record together.
Yeah.
So I mean, whether that's true or not, yeah, the short answer is yeah. But whether they come with the material that they've already recorded and this is all just a marketing scheme to set the market up to drop the record, or if they went in and start working on new stuff now, I think it could happen, and I think that would probably be one of the bigger records. If they drop it in 2024, that would probably be one of the bigger hip hop records of the year because people have been asking for that forever.
Dory B said, I don't think he's overrated, but I also think these two were light work for him. And everybody that's on Instagram, on my Instagram, make sure y'all go follow the Wild Bunch Instagram because we're gonna start posting this to the Wild Bunch Instagram as well. But yeah, man. So what's good, Jorge? Hope you having a good time. Appreciate you watching this. And again, like y'all see at the bottom, go follow all our social media, man. We're trying to get this Wild Bunch social media popping before we drop the new album, man. We want to wake everybody up before we drop the new album. So that's why we're going so hard on the socials. But check it out. Now that brings me to the next question. Is there any 2 artists you would like to see do a collab album like a J. Cole, Kendrick, like a Best of Both Worlds, like a Jay-Z, R. Kelly? Is there anybody out now who you would like to see?
Nope. The rap game sucked.
That.
Rex?
Oh, is that Rex? What up,
Yeah.
Rex?
Yeah.
By the way,
What's going on, V-Ray? The rap game suck right now. Who's really?
Rock the 80 said, hold on, about Kendrick. I'm sure Mars gonna want to push back on this. He said, I've never bought his album. He's definitely an industry plant. We all know they push what they want to push. Now, I would say, I'm gonna say, to me, how could Kendrick be an industry plant when he's one of the most black artists that we have that talk about? I don't know,
since forever.
Yeah, and being from LA and watching his come up, watching when he was huge underground first, I don't know if I could take that ride saying he's industry plant, man.
Yeah, no, I don't think that.
I think people be taking like the pop culture insults and just using them inappropriately and shit.
Yeah.
Industry plant, bro. That's a what that really means. He's not that. He's the one that the industry plant would try to silence if there was such a thing. Yeah. So that's all.
If anything, dare I say, is Drake. Yeah, like dare I say, if anything,
Drake would be the don't put out that disc for Pusha T. Man, he should have put that shit out. I wanted to hear that shit, but
no, Pusha's different. No.
Yeah, no, Push.
I think the definition of an industry.
He said because they always push one to keep y'all happy. What that mean?
What you took y'all? What?
I don't know. I like I said, I just know from my side watching, I don't think he's an industry plant just because I seen the work that was put in. I seen his come up. I seen how he got put on. I seen other situations that he was supposed to be in that fell through and fell apart. Like, I know like a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. So that's why I can't really rock with the industry plant. And also, I don't think an industry plant would make To Pimp a Butterfly ever.
No.
I mean, he been grinding forever, bro. Always like Cut You Off and all them old early songs and cheap videos and stuff like that. That was him getting his roots. And so people kind of, I don't know if people just see somebody come out and think that they're new on the scene, you know what I mean? And they're like, oh, they don't know the whole backstory. Like somebody that's an overnight sensation may have been grinding for 10 years before you ever even heard of them. So I don't know if that's a fair assessment to try to gauge people. Like on what? How long has Kendrick been out? I think we talked about last year. Was it like
2000, like 13 years? Yeah, like
13, 14 years.
And that's 13 years that we know about. In the limelight. So the grind before that is like, bro, like when Wild Bunch we got the Sony deal. The band had been around like ever about it before that even happened. So anybody not on the West Coast, like, oh, they came out of nowhere. It's like, no, it came out of somewhere.
Right. Right.
And then you can't forget that motherfucker has recorded songs with Dre that has yet to see the light of day. And those
he probably got a whole album worth.
He probably got 2 albums, bro. If you think about it, it's Dre.
Did you ever hear Training Day?
Dog.
There's this one song that he did with Dre that was supposed to be on the Detox album called Training Day. They took
that shit off and put it on there.
God.
Why?
We got a question. We got a question from WizKid on Instagram. He said, not to change the subject, but when is a new Wild Bunch album coming out? So just to answer your question, WizKid, we're gonna drop a single in a couple of weeks, and we're gonna need all our peoples to help us out with it, and we're gonna give y'all some more information about that, like in the upcoming, maybe this weekend, V-Ray, or top of next week or something like that. We'll give more information on how we gonna need y'all to step in and help us. So we're gonna drop a single in a couple of weeks, and we're gonna be dropping an album like later this summer. But in order to do that, that's why we telling everybody hop on the socials, because we want to make sure everybody know this album is coming, man, because we don't want this album to come out and nobody hear it. We're really excited about this record. We're really excited about the music, man. I feel like we made something special. So we're trying to do this thing the right way and take our time and drop it the right way, just to answer your question. So this whole time we've been talking, y'all, I've really been trying to like wreck my brain to figure out if there's a collab album that I want to hear, and I can't think of anybody. Like everybody I think of, it's like I'm not excited. Like everybody, and I'm trying not to be that old head. Like ain't nobody good enough.
So I got the ear. So it's like nobody. The rap game sucks. It sucks.
It does suck, but there's some diamonds out there, man. It's just more trash than there are good. I mean, that's why we're talking about Kendrick Lamar right now. But you know what I think what might be a cool kind of collab concept is an old icon and a new icon, or not necessarily new, but like a Kendrick and I don't know, Rakim, or you know what I'm saying? Like pairing up somebody that's a legend with somebody
That's
that's
comparable, like that's comparable to their style.
yeah,
Like,
right.
yeah,
That I
I
think
like
that
that.
might be a cool thing to
So like a Snoop and D Smoke album, that could be dope.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
That'd be dope. Yeah.
yeah,
Or even
yeah,
a Snoop and Sir album, because they don't necessarily have to be rappers. It could be some
yeah.
vocalist, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that's a hood that has a street,
Ooh,
street
that's a
pop
good one.
music.
Lyman Mo said, L.A. Russell Tech Nine. Rock the 80 said, I guess we agree to disagree.
Ooh.
He said, I was around when WB was with Sony. Smooth Sound Studio Showcase, KRS and Cole. That's a good one. KRS and J. Cole would be crazy
Yeah,
for
That'd be
yeah,
for
yeah.
that
crazy.
So
for that
something
kind
like
of
that.
That'd be
dynamic.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Good, but LaRussell and Tech Nine, that's a dope one.
That's a cold
That's
little. That's
that's
a cold
that's
little. Yeah. That's tough. That's tough.
what up, Uncle Bobby? Yeah, that's a dope one. I would say on some LA shit, Kendrick Lamar and Kenyon Dixon. I don't know if y'all know Kenyon Dixon, but he's like an R&B singer. He just got nominated for a Grammy. He's out of LA too, and I'm talking
yeah,
about he built his stuff from the ground up, and he making real R&B. Like he's not
Mm.
making just like the trap R&B trendy thing. He's making real R&B records. So I think just on some real LA West Coast stuff, a best of both worlds with Kendrick and Kenyon Dixon. I think that'll be crazy. I think that could be crazy.
yeah, yeah. But
But
there's
everybody
some,
else, I'm trying to think. I was like, Meg the Stallion and who? Oh, you know what? Meg the Stallion and like SZA. That could be hard.
That'll
yeah,
be nice. That'll
yeah,
be cool.
That
Yeah.
could be a dope album, like something like that. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, like you said, it don't have to just be two rappers. I think it's just like a dope combination of,
yeah.
you
But see,
know,
and SZA got that street vibe to her music. It ain't just like what I'm saying, wedding reception music and shit. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
actually some
Yeah.
yeah.
hugged out, but it's still very dope. And her pen is just ignorant. You know what I mean? You know,
Her pen and her pen, like you said, her pen got like a hip hop feel to it, even like the
right,
way she writes.
right,
Like the pen got a
exactly.
hip hop feel to it. You know what I'm saying?
Like I hear with everything you're saying, and I have to agree with the earlier state. I'm not really a fan of where music is going right now. The only thing in which I'm thinking in my head, Native Tongues, Patti LaBelle,
Jesus.
Diana Ross, and
Native
Beyonce.
tongue with Patti LaBelle.
Oh, see,
Yeah,
that'll be dope. Diana Ross and Beyonce. That'll be fire. That'll be sick.
That'll be hard. Yeah.
That'll be a sick
Ooh.
album. J Rock and WB, my man. Yeah, we go way back to 113 back in the day. But yeah, or now after that Beyonce country album, I would like to see here Beyonce and Dolly Parton album because the song that they was on together, they actually sound fire. Like the way they
yeah.
vocals blended together on the song they had together,
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
think that'll be fire. You
I,
really
I,
piss off
Or
the masses with
from a
yeah,
with
country
a yeah.
standpoint, Jelly Roll and Beyonce would be dope.
Ooh, that'll be ill. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that'll
yeah.
be ill.
But I was about to say, maybe Kendrick and not that I'm all on Kendrick's on the Kendrick joint, but Kendrick and Janae Aiko might be a good combination
Ooh.
too.
Ooh.
Or even Janae and her man, Janae and
man,
Big Sean doing a whole album
Oh yeah,
together.
yeah. That'll be
Sometimes Big
cool.
Sean don't be
Yeah.
like firing and I mean I
Yes, he
like him
do. He
on
still
some of
got
his
it in the
stuff,
arsenal. He
like
still
on
got it in the arsenal.
I mean, he's cool, but he get a little word salady sometimes, and his flow is just kind of like
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
it'll be going and I'm with him and shit. Then it's something he's like, oh man, you just fucked up. Then he'll get back on, but like none of my concern. That's a dope joint.
Yeah,
Him and
yeah,
Janae Aiko together,
yeah.
but then he does
Hmm.
that thing in
Yeah,
the
that
verse.
little shit.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like, I mean, it still sounds cool. It's just like, dude, you had it, and then you just like just did something to just go off track and just like hard off. You know what I mean? So
that's it.
that's my 2 cents.
Wild bunch
But
of native
Kendrick
tongues.
and Janae, that with her vocals and the way she write, she's
Yeah,
on steroids. You know what I'm saying? Melody wise,
yeah,
too. Oh my
yeah,
god,
yeah.
yeah,
Wild Bunch and Snoop. If I got a chance for us to go in the studio with Snoop, I would make uh it'll feel like Snoop Bootsy Collins type album. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like we'll get Snoop on
Hmm.
some because if you think about it, it's crazy if you really think about it. Snoop's first album, Doggy Style, a lot of it was funk samples. It's like a funky
Yeah,
album.
yeah,
So
it was. Yeah.
I would just make an album that sounds like that, but with like original new tunes. Like it'll be new tunes that feel like those. Because like Snoop Doggy Dogg, that record was a funk joint. G's and Hustlers, that was a sample.
That was a
You know,
sample,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was Bernard
that
Wright.
was a funk sample. Yeah,
Yeah.
Bernard Wright sample. So it's like
Yeah.
a whole bunch of he had a whole bunch of real dope funk samples and that we love. Even G Thing. Like you go back to that whole album, like is a lot of funk samples. So if Wild Bunch got a chance going with Snoop, I would just go make him new versions, like some new funk, some original funk records that he could get off on the same way. Like I'm like, yo, just be Snoop on these. Like
Yeah.
that's what I would do.
Yeah.
That'd be hard.
Yeah, so you know, we've been having a lot of comedy beef, as y'all know. It's like the comedy beef is more heated up than rap beef at this point. But Lil Rel was on Club Shay Shay a couple of weeks ago, and he said something about he like, yo, man, fuck all this beef. Like, what if we got together and got the top comedians together and did like our own kind of Harlem Nights? Not saying like a remake of Harlem Nights, but just like our own, like we get all the top comedians and try to make one of the classic movies. And I was like, first, I was like, damn, that's a great idea. And then I was like, but the biggest problem is in that whole equation, we don't have an Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
And that's what made Harlem Nights go. Like, yeah, he had Arsenio, Red Fox, all the Richard Pryor, like all the classics in there. But he was such a superstar at the time, if y'all can remember, like that was like at the top of Eddie's game. Who would be that comedy superstar? Because the closest, and I'm not saying he's that, y'all, before people jump on my head, the closest would be Kevin Hart. But I don't know if you could build a film around Kevin Hart that would feel like how Harlem Night felt being built around Eddie Murphy. What y'all think?
I think Dave Chappelle is a bigger name, but his acting is terrible. His acting in his sketches is cool, but if you saw him in like what was the movie where they were like getting high and they got the horse high and he died and all that shit. You know which one I'm talking about?
Half baked.
Oh yeah.
He was pretty terrible. It was funny. It was so bad it was good, but it was like as a leading man, I don't know if he could pull it off, but
that's what I'm saying because
Eddie
was one of the few who had that thing where he could pull off the stand-up at a high level and pull off being a movie star at a high level.
He's an actor, yeah.
Right. So that's what I mean. That's why I said Kevin Hart would be the closest in regards to that box office and stand-up. But to me, he's not in that same zenith even still. Like even when you say the closest, it's not close, if that makes sense. Like I'm saying he's the closest and it ain't even close. So who would it be that you could build around? Because if you don't have that, it don't matter who else we put in it. You know what I mean? Like if you don't have that one northern star of a superstar to bring the whole thing together, it don't even matter if you try to put Lil Rel and DC Young Fly and all those guys in, because they funny, but you need that anchor. Who to y'all do y'all think is there any, or there just isn't anybody that could be the anchor, and you have to try to build just a whole
probably have to be an
ensemble comedy.
But Eddie Murphy ain't dead. Shit, for the right price.
He can come back.
Bring the real man. Bring the real Eddie Murphy in there. You ain't got to do no Beverly Hills Cops stunts and shit like he was talking about. He didn't want to really do, but just straight up being funny and with a good storyline. I mean, that could still work. But if they did get him, I could see some other good comedians surrounding him. Maybe Kevin Hart could be a supporting actor. You know what I mean? Yeah. What's his name? It's always the oh man, the one that was in the movie with Snoop recently. Snoop's football movie.
Oh, Mike Epps. Mike Epps.
You know what I'm saying? The standard.
Yeah. Because then it's funny when you look at it now, because now Eddie would be the Richard Pryor, right?
Yeah. Or the Red Fox.
Eddie would be the Richard
or the Red Fox.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So then who would be the Eddie to that? You know what I mean? But like you said, you could probably play a lot of them off of that. If you do get Eddie, you could probably get a lot of those guys to play off in that role a little bit. Because Mike Epps, like you said, Mike Epps playing off Eddie could probably be funny.
Yeah, that could be funny. Fucking. Well, I was talking about who was that lady, that blonde comedian that I was talking about yesterday. The short, kind of chubby lady.
Lunel.
Also the L. What is
Lunel.
it?
Linnell,
Yeah,
Lunel.
she's funny as hell, man.
she
Even in
funny as
other
fuck.
movies that she's been in, yeah, she could carry some shit.
Yeah, Lunel's good, and she's
Yeah.
actually like she's good in movies and in stand up too. Like
Right,
Lunel's really
right.
good in
I
movies.
saw a
And
recent stand up of her that was super funny on Netflix. I think
yeah. Well, she's one of those because I got a chance to hang out with Lunel because I know her. I taught her daughter, and Lunel is that all the time. Like Lunel is not what you see on stage is what she is in real life. Like
Yeah,
Lunel is naturally funny. Like she's one of the people like how Eddie. If you see Eddie just talking and you like, he's not even trying to be funny. He's just
yeah,
funny. Like he's trying to tell a regular story and he's funny. Lunel is like that. Like Lunel could
yeah.
probably be trying to tell you like a regular story about her just walking to the store, but you're gonna be
Right.
crying and laughing. And
Yeah.
that's that naturally funny thing. You know what I mean? That I think some of the comedians, to me, a lot of the comedians don't have in that way where it's like they're conversationally funny, which
Right.
makes them, which makes them way more interesting when they're doing movies and films.
Yeah, they have more to draw on.
See, I'm thinking of what you're saying. Somehow, if Chris Rock could regain his early humor, I think it could work.
But that's another terrible actor, though. Honestly, he's funny as shit, stand up wise, but his
Well, no, his last season of Fargo, he was a motherfucker.
Fargo. Oh, I didn't even know he was on Fargo.
He was the main guy.
Oh, really?
Season, but the season before, and he played a Kansas City gangster. My God, he
Really?
killed it.
Well, he probably can take some lessons in because I've seen some early shit like Brian.
No, bro. If you've seen him, like
I have to go and check it out.
Yeah, check out Fargo. Check out the season of Fargo with Chris Rock. And when I was like stunned, like how good he was and how he wasn't Chris Rock. Because most times you feel like he's just Chris Rock.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Watching this, I was like, yo, he was really that guy. And how, like, because it sounds crazy to say he was believable as a Kansas City gangster. You know what I mean? But like he played it because Fargo, the gangsters, they got layers. It ain't just like one note. You know what I mean? And the way he played this, because he's a Kansas City gangster, but he's also a family man. And he played all those sides of it, man. Really, really, really dope. So I think he could do it now. Not the head of state, Chris Rock.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, not the head of state, Chris Rock. But if you go watch that Fargo and see him work, you'd be like, oh, he's really been putting in the work. And Kevin Hart in that joint with him and Wesley Snipes, he showed he had a little range in that.
I was going to mention that. Yeah, that was surprising right there.
Yeah,
I thought that shit was going to be a comedy.
So I think if you get like the right, combination of actors, but the right script and like a director who could really direct them to get you like, because Harlem Nights was dope because it was funny, but it actually had heart. It had a good story, and you actually cared about the character. It wasn't just like niggas trying to be funny. Because I feel like that's what a lot of the movies are now. Like when they tried to do that new How High without Redman and Method Man, you just felt like it was just like
that shit was trash.
Yeah, you just feel like it's niggas trying to be funny. But I feel like Harlem Nights was like a really good story. It was a really good little heist movie because people don't think about it, but it was a really good heist movie, really comedic, had a lot of classic lines and stuff. But you had real good actors alongside with the comedians. You had Danny Aiello, Jasmine Guy. You know what I mean? Like so, you had like a really really dope cast all around. And I think if you was to do that type of movie now, it would have to be that. It would have to be just like, oh, we got all these funny niggas together, and we're gonna do like some Master P. I got the hookup shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we just gonna just let niggas go off and film it because that's what I feel like a lot of stuff be now. But like, no, I feel like if you got the right cast together and then put something together, I think it'd be dope. All right, well, yeah. So if y'all got any people that y'all think would be dope too, put it in the comments. Let us know, man. And I appreciate y'all talking to us on Instagram. Y'all got us popping on Instagram. Got us popping on the Facebook. All right. So the next thing, I haven't watched wrestling in years. I haven't watched wrestling, I think, since the Attitude Era. like since The Rock and Stone Cold called it quits, I think that's when I left too.
I
But
never
Yep.
left.
boy, let me tell you,
I never
the
left.
first WrestleMania under Triple H, he done found the magic. He done figured something out. He brought the old together with the new. He brought a lot of the old guys back, but he did it in a way that wasn't corny. He did it in a way that like served the
Yep.
legacy, but also moved the stories forward. I think he made it feel very smart. And also, just I gotta say this, man. The women wrestlers right now are killing it. And I'm saying that to say they are actually dope wrestlers. Like they don't got them out there just like they used to, where they have just like Elizabeth or the fabulous Moolah who could wrestle, but she was built like an armoire. You know what I'm saying? Like they got these beautiful ladies who can really, really get down in the ring and really wrestle. And I watched Saturday night and Sunday night of WrestleMania and was pleasantly surprised and was like, oh, they got me back. Because it was a bunch of good matches, it was a bunch of good storylines. The Roman Reigns storyline was incredible. The the tag team storyline, like the tag team, what, six-way match, creative. It
Hmm.
felt very creative. It felt fresh. It felt like they took all the old shit and put a new twist on it, and it worked, man. And I'm like, oh shit, am I back in the wrestling? And you know what else I think they did that was really, really smart? You know how they used to try to make us believe that the storylines were like a real thing.
Real. Yep.
Now they even have like a backstage show where you could watch them talk about the storyline. So it's all almost like they're like not treating the audience like they're dumb. You know what I mean? Like they're like
Yeah. Yeah.
letting the audience in on it, like, yeah, we feel like this storyline was gonna be really strong because of blah 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 blah. And they got The Rock to come back, and you know, you get one of the biggest stars ever. The Rock is back. Undertaker
Hey,
came back.
if you can get Meek
Man,
Mill to come
John
back and
Cena
say,
came
"Get up,
back.
Rock. Get up, Rock. Get up, Rock."
So I was it just me, or was this WrestleMania like a return to like, you know, what we grew up on?
It was the best since the Attitude Era, hands down. Um, like I never left because me and one of my close friends, we watch it, and we went through the whole downs with Vince and everything, and it's like just cookie cutter and like, hey, in order for you to be a wrestler, you got to be big and can't move. Like this is actually everything was believable because you know when you see these guys and whatnot, it's like you can see yourself in them. Um, the women, oh, yamtastic, yamtastic. Bianca Belair, I can go on and on and on, but yamtastic.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. Like I said, I thought it was well done. I thought the storylines were really dope. I was like I said, I was pleasantly surprised because I think the last one I watched before this was when who's the guy who's the guy that does a Stone Cold Stunner? He fought
Steve
Stone.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No. There's a new guy who does it. Something Adams.
Oh,
Is it
Kevin
Kevin Adams?
Owens. Kevin
Kevin
Owens.
Owens. So that was the last one I watched when Kevin Owens was the main event, and I was like, ah, this ain't it, Chief. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the last WrestleMania I watched. But then when I watched this one, I was like, yo, this felt like the Saturday morning Raw. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like I was waiting for Ricky the Dragon Steamboat to walk
it,
out there, mother. You know what I'm saying?
like what it is that Vince was so handicapped to doing things his way and not necessarily having the wrestlers, you know, have a say in their character development or the matches. Here you can tell, like, you know, they're like, oh, this isn't gonna work. They have more input as to what's going on. I will say, you know, it did break my heart because actually got hurt.
Mm,
You
Oh,
know,
he really
he's
did get hurt, Seth
yeah,
Rollins.
mm,
yeah, he really got hurt. Because he had tore his Achilles in like January,
hmm.
and then went through like a tough rehab just to come back from Mania, like 2 months. And then
Oh,
it
damn.
was a spot where he literally went to jump in, and his leg gave out. So I was. That's when you saw Cody like reaching out to him and saying thank you for everything and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yo, the funniest thing, CM Punk.
Hey, you know what's dope about Cody too? Like Cody is like, to me, he's a throwback to the
He's a
old.
throwback.
He's a
Yeah.
throwback to the old kind of wrestling superstars, right? Like he's a throwback to his dad's era. You know what I mean? And I like that how they ushered him in. I even like I said, they took this whole storyline and blew it out with bringing the Rock and the bloodline, and I was like, like you really are interested. That shit was like a real drama.
Yeah.
It was a real drama the way they did it, all the way down to the Rock come slapping the shit out of Cody. Disrespectful, whooping him, giving the belt to his mama, talking to his mama. Like it's funny because like the Rock comes back and he goes bad. Like he comes back and he's bad, which he probably had fun doing that. You know what I'm saying? Coming back,
being the
calling
villain.
himself the big boss, dressing like a Cuban drug lord with them damn white pants and that Versace vest, the wrestling Versace vest. But yeah, man, I thought it was good. And then, of course, who we talked about earlier, he's everywhere. I was talking to my dad about this last night. I said, if you would have told me in 1992 that Snoop would have been the face of everything and a household name in the way of Martha Stewart, I would have been like, you out your damn mind. If you'd have said, if you'd have came from the future and be like, I'm telling you, in 2024, Snoop is gonna be making TV shows with Martha Stewart and cooking, and he's gonna be on WrestleMania and inducted into the WrestleMania Hall of Fame. I'm like, you sound insane. And he did it. And he was on there selling his new drink, which I was like, what took them so long to come up with this idea? He got a new drink with him and Drake called Gin and Juice. And they got a bunch of different flavored juices with the gin. I'm like, that's like the smartest, easiest marketing tool that y'all never use. You know what I mean? And I heard the drink is actually good. I want to try it.
I had to try that.
Stephanie said, I'm still stuck in the junkyard dog era and the gorgeous ladies of wrestling. Remember when my grandmother used to go to the actual matches? So that's how we got into it, Steph. Like our granddaddy was a huge wrestling fan. So our granddaddy got us into it the same way.
Every Friday, every Monday, he's watching wrestling. It's going down. SmackDown is going down. Raw is going down.
Snoop has done everything from a gospel album to a porn series. It's mind blowing. Like he can do everything. Like Snoop is now the most interesting man in the world. Let me ask y'all this, because I know a few years ago the answer would have been Will Smith. But do you think now Snoop is the most recognizable celebrity in the world?
Of course.
That's a good question.
In the world?
I think so.
In the world.
I don't know. I think Shaq might give him a run for his money.
Shaq might give him a run for his money. Shaq is up there as recognizable.
Jordan.
But Snoop, man, Snoop is everywhere.
I think Snoop is everywhere.
Yeah, he's up there. I think it's unfair to rank him. He's up there. He's amongst Jordan. He's amongst Shaq. He's amongst.
Jordan might be a little more recognizable than Snoop. Might be Jordan.
They hating him a little bit these days though, but he used to be in favor more so than now. Yeah. But like I saw Snoop at WrestleMania, and my pops was like, "Is that Snoop?" I was like, "Yeah, this nigga's everywhere, man." He'll be on the Taylor Swift track soon.
Don't be surprised if at some
whenever
point
she break up with Travis Kelce, he gonna step in and spit a verse. To disrespect Travis.
Red said, because weed transcends race and culture. He smoked with Willie Nelson on stage. You know what? Yeah, that could be right. But like I said, I'm just like, you think back to how he was basically in one of America's most hated. Like he was like the gangster, like he was the boogeyman to everybody, like in 1990s, and now he is like literally like Uncle Snoop to everybody, welcoming into every home. And he didn't change. It ain't like he like, oh, I cleaned up my image, I don't smoke and all that. Like he still smoke and do all that nigga shit that he always did, but he still somehow knows how to like balance between that. Because when you watch his last movie with Mike Epps, it wasn't like he tried to make a family friendly movie. He made like
it was funny.
It was a hood movie. You know what I mean?
Hood movie. Yeah.
Stephanie says Snoop does have global notoriety. However, many other countries only known him from smoking a lot of weed and being a troublemaker, pretty much things from the past. Yeah, but even at that, they know him.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Even in that, they know
They
him, which
know
is
him of weed. That's it. He's the weed head. That's all they know
Snoop.
Snoop
Snoop
for.
is the weed ambassador of the world,
Yeah,
dog.
of the
Yeah,
world. Just
yeah.
he's
Especially
the
now
face
Yeah,
with
of
the
he,
weed.
weed.
And old E and shit like that. Because in some of those countries, they still be on that '90s gangster culture and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I was telling you about my client, my studio client, who used to go over there once a year and take pallets of malt liquor and stuff like that. And they treated this dude like he was like they treated him like a Snoop over in Japan, and that's all he did. He would go to Japan once a year, khakied
Yeah.
out, you know what I'm saying, Coca sacks and shit,
yep,
and he would buy a few Impalas and restore them and stuff like that. So and just have them shipped over there when he go. I mean, he was a consummate businessman in that respect. But he
yeah,
did it once a year, got all his bread, came back home, and just chilled until he did it again. And to actually see that as a true story with my own eyes was like, okay. So yeah, I'm saying that to say though that Snoop, maybe they have him in that time capsule of that snapshot of where he was in the '90s and stuff like that. But that's also a kind of enshrinement in some cultures, because if he went to some of these countries like that Stephanie's relating to, there'll probably be a segment of that culture he'll have a sold out arena. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere.
Hmm.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, it just when I was watching, it just made me think. I was like, I think Snoop might be one of the most recognizable humans on the earth, and like I think Shaq is definitely one of them too.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and Michael Jordan is up there, and I think now Taylor Swift is getting up there as one of the
Yeah.
most recognizable
Hmm.
faces, and
Yeah.
Beyonce. But
Yeah.
I feel like it's crazy. 'Cause I feel like Snoop is still like a level above them. You know what I mean? And just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a little bit, but yeah. All right, so let's get to our super duper group before we get out of here, fellas. Everybody who's watching, you know this segment. You know, is super duper group is where we take a segment and we try to get you to put together a super group out of some kind of subsection. Last week we did the super duper group of like Marvin Gaye plus four, who would be like the best male R&B group from the 70s, picking any singers or vocalists you want. So this week we're gonna do a super duper group with female artists from the 70s.
Oh,
Who is your
yes.
super
Oh,
duper
okay.
group who's your super duper group with female artists from the 70s? Hit us in the comments. Let us know who you would pick, who you would choose. I'm gonna give these guys a minute. I guess I'll go first while because everybody got their I'm thinking face on. So
Yeah.
70s, I'm gonna have to start with my baby Gladys Knight.
Hmm.
Yeah, Gladys, I gotta start. Gladys Knight's gonna be the first one. Um, who are some of my favorite vocalists from well, just for the superstar, she's not one of my favorite vocalists, but for the superstar of it, I gotta have Diana Ross. Gotta
Hmm.
have that
Hmm.
just to
I
give me
would
my
like.
Beyonce. Yeah, to give me my
Yeah.
Beyonce. I gotta
Yeah.
have Gladys. I gotta have Diana. Okay, now I need two more. Gladys, Diana. Hmm. Gladys, Diana. Oh,
Oh, come on, cuz. Oh,
I'm
I know
stuck,
you.
dog.
No,
I'm stuck
I,
on.
I, I know you got it in you. I know you got it in you.
I'm
It's
stuck.
super.
Y'all help me out in the comments. Y'all help me out. Help me put my group together. Oh, damn. Thank you, Marcus. Aretha. I am tripping.
Damn, man. I'm like, come on. It's pretty obvious.
Aretha. Yeah, yeah. So okay, so I'll go Aretha, Diana, Gladys, and just to get my high notes, I'm probably gonna do Minnie Riperton. Even though I love Patti LaBelle, I feel like I get that range, that same Patti LaBelle range. I feel like I get that with Gladys. So I'm gonna throw Minnie Riperton in there. Stephanie got a good one. She said Alicia Myers, Patti LaBelle, Gladys Knight, Evelyn Champagne King, and Minnie Riperton. Okay. Red Adler hitting us with one. Shaka Khan, Gladys Knight, Stephanie
Mm-hmm.
Mills,
Mm-hmm.
Denise Williams, and Aretha Franklin. Now that's cold. That's a cold lineup right there, Red. That's a cold lineup. I like that. Shaka, Gladys, Stephanie, Denise, and Aretha. Ooh, that's cold.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yep.
Red
Yeah,
stole my
basically.
Shaka Khan bid. I'm gonna have to when I see him. I'm gonna have to pull him off to the side, chat with him a little bit. But I think Patti LaBelle, Chaka Khan, Tina Marie,
Uh-huh.
Stephanie Mills, and I don't know if I had a fifth one, but those four. Tina Marie, I had to make sure she wasn't an '80s baby, but her first record was 1979, so she barely made it in there. But Chaka
Yeah.
Khan, man, all day, every day.
Yeah.
Patti LaBelle, back that '70s, that was like the LaBelle era though, so she was really
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
more than she did when she went solo and was like doing more of the bellow. If you only knew and that shit like that, but back in the '70s, they was like
Yeah.
Parliament kind of, you know what I'm saying, the way they was dressing,
Yeah.
crazy outfits,
Yeah.
and that era was dope to me.
All right, Danny Campbell coming through with one. She said Shaka Khan, Gladys, Tina Turner, and Stephanie Mills. Now, I would like to see that lineup on the stage because that's like a cold, not only vocally, but that's like a cold performance lineup. You know what I mean? Like a
Yeah,
lineup of dope performers. I
shit,
would
they
like
could do
that.
a damn acapella show, damn near, man, with them voices.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Man.
All right, Bobby Wilson said Tina Marie, Patti LaBelle, and Gladys Knight. Yeah, that's a cold ass trio right there. You can't go wrong with that. Can't go wrong with that. Who you got, Mars? You got your group together yet, Mars?
See, like I said, I'm gonna mess up your frequency because
Okay.
during the '70s, I remember it was pure. They had like comedy tapes. So as far as '70s, I would say LaWanda Page, she, Marla Gibbs, and Jackie Harris.
This nigga doing a comedy mixtape.
Hell
I
yeah!
know, like he went all the way to left field.
I told you, I told you it was
like
gonna mess
like
up your
like
frequency.
only Rob can. Like only Rob can. All right, Rex, you the youngin of the group. Let me see what you got, youngin.
I would have to go Shaka Khan, Gladys Knight, Patti LaBelle, uh, I said Aretha already, right?
Yep.
No, you didn't say it.
Oh
I
no,
didn't say
you did.
Aretha.
Nope.
Yeah, probably Aretha. Shit, I don't know. I don't have any. I don't think I got. I don't think I got a fourth or a fifth.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I
Okay. It
don't
don't have to
know.
be 5. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, that's a nice little lineup.
Donna
Mm-hmm.
Summers. That's your fifth.
Who?
That was my fifth.
Ooh,
Donna
Donna
Summers.
Summers. Yeah, how can we forget Donna?
To put her in the LaWanda Page group, man. That's what she fits in more there.
Stephanie said Betty Wright is my bonus to throw in on them low notes. Yeah, Betty Wright, highly underrated, super amazing vocalist.
Yeah.
Yeah, them some cold groups for the super duper group. I like it.
Yeah, that was a good mix up, good mashup. I mean,
Yeah. Well, everybody, great show. Thank everybody who joined. We thank Mars, the mastermind, for jumping on with us.
yes, sir.
Like I said, we're gonna be dropping some news. I mean, we might even come on here and drop it. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
Drop the news
Yeah.
about.
You might have to jump on there Thursday night if Drake actually does respond.
I know. We gotta do emergency meeting.
Emergency meeting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Anita Baker. How could we forget? And ain't nobody said Anita. Y'all so
Was she
disrespectful.
70s though, or she was 80s, wasn't she?
I think she was more 80s than 70s.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think she was more 80s than 70s. Because her record came out like 83. Like Rapture came out 83, if I'm not mistaken, 82.
Although she was out earlier with Chapter 7.
Oh, Chapter 7 was the 70s. You right.
Solo.
Yeah, you're right. She was still around, so you could include her.
Yeah.
You know, we had a technicality last week with Stephanie. You know, we could utilize that technicality.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, everybody, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for joining us. Make sure y'all go follow us at all of our socials at Wild Bunch. Go to our Instagram, go to our Twitch, Go to our Spotify, everything. Start to help us build up these numbers. We want everybody to know Wild Bunch got some new music coming. Like I said, we're gonna jump on probably either this weekend or top of the week. Cause we got instructions for y'all. We got some instructions for y'all before the single drop. So we want y'all to know the instructions so y'all can rock with us and help us get this record out the right way. So,
Yeah.
to everybody who joined us, this has been Wild Thoughts with the Wild Bunch. We hope y'all had a good time. We hope y'all enjoyed it, and we will see you either end of this week or top of next week. We'll see y'all soon, man. Appreciate y'all. Been a great show. Good time. Everybody over on Instagram, thank y'all, man. We see so many of my friends over there. Appreciate it. Like I said, if y'all watching this on Instagram, go follow the Wild Bunch Instagram too. In a minute.
All right. All right, Rob.
Fee Ray.